The African stories in the diaspora can only be told by Africans and African descendants. On this program, we share the experiences of Africans to educate, inform, and entertain ourselves. Diaspora Digest covers every aspect of the African, from their home culture to the new normal. Make time on this channel with someone Noi as he sails to every corner of the world to share with you the African story on Diaspora Digest.
Hello everyone, welcome to Diaspora Digest, where I speak to Africans and African descendants from all walks of life. Today my guest is a graduate student from Nigeria. She is called Kaffy. I'm going to see her and we're going to talk about her culture, food, experiences, and other stories. Just stay with me. Hello, Kaffy.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Can I come
Yeah,
in?
you can. Yeah, you're welcome to my place.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
You have a very beautiful place.
Thank you. Yes, you can.
So for the purposes of my viewers, can you please tell us where Nigeria can be located on the African continent?
Okay, so Nigeria is located in West Africa. On the map, you see it on the west side.
So what's the rough population of Nigeria?
I'm not so sure. Like, I think it's about 850 million.
Wow,
Kind of.
that's a very
I think it's the most in Africa.
wow.
Yeah.
That's good. And I also know that Nigeria practices the federal system of governance, which means that they have states, just as like we have America.
Yeah. that's
So
true.
how many states do we have in
So there are like 36 states in Nigeria.
Nigeria?
Yeah.
And which of the states do you come from?
Okay, I'm from Osun State. That's one of the states in the southwest. Nigeria.
Do you mind sharing with us like the cultural segment?
Okay, so in Osun State, we'll find Yoruba people there, like the tribe is Yoruba. And then they are known to be farmers. There are a lot of farmers, they cultivate a lot. And I think some of them are into hunting also. Then most people, like me, we didn't grow up in the village, like in Osun State proper. I grew up in Lagos. So most people migrate from the villages to Lagos and city for greener pastures. You know, that's where you get to work, that's where you make the money and everything else.
So what are some of the staple foods or the common foods available?
In Osun State, I would say cassava, kind of. And then, because I've been there before, I've been to my mom's place before, and I've seen where they make like palm oil and cassava. Those are the two things that I can actually remember right now. But I'm sure maybe there's a lot of things that you do.
So you did your bachelor's in Nigeria.
Yeah, I got my bachelor's in Nigeria. I got my bachelor's in physiotherapy at University of Lagos, Nigeria.
So how was education like coming up in Nigeria and going through the educational system?
Okay, so I had my primary, like you go from kindergarten, maybe when you're like a year or 2 years. Then you go from the kindergarten to nursery and primary school. So from primary school, you write the common entrance to go to the secondary school. Then from secondary school, you write like the JAM, that's like the exam for the tertiary institution. Every tertiary institution in Nigeria accepts the JAM. So I personally went to International School, University of Lagos for my secondary school. That's like University of Lagos Secondary School.
It must be a rich.
No,
it must be a rich
not really. We're comfortable. I'll just say we're comfortable, kind of, yeah. So I had my secondary school in ISL, then I had my university education in Unilag. Then because I studied physiotherapy, we have just the first year in Unilag campus, that's the one in Akoka Yaba. Then we move on to Diaspora, that's where the medical school, that's where you find the medicine and surgery students, dentistry students, physiotherapy students, pharmacology and physiology, and also the medical laboratory scientists. So you spend the remaining 4 years, because it's a 5-year program, you spend the remaining 4 years in Diaspora.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have gone through a lot. I mean, in terms of education.
Yeah, I mean, schooling in Nigeria is not a joke. Like, just getting a seat in class is like it's like hustle. Like, it's not like everything is given to you on a platter of gold or anything. You have to work hard to get it. It's not like you just look online and get your timetable. No, you have to go to the quadrangle, look for what class you have. You know, it's just different. Yeah, it's just different. And I feel like the education system there is, let's say, it kind of shaping you. Like, if you are able to cope in Nigeria, then you can cope anywhere else because you just have to get your things together. Nobody is ready to pamper you.
So it's like hard training, easy battle.
Something like that. It's like a, let's say, like a development. It's like a training process. You're not just learning about school. You're learning how to put your life together, how to be responsible. Do you understand? Like, some people say that you go to school for not just the book. Like, school actually goes through. Like, you go through school and school goes through. Like, everything happens by you. So you add a lot of life experiences by university. So, yeah.
So currently you are in Arkansas State University, right?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, so how is life like moving from Nigeria to Arkansas State?
Okay, so when I finished my university education in Nigeria, when I got my bachelor's of physiotherapy, I think that was in 2016, December. As a physiotherapist, after school, you're supposed to do 1 year internship as a physiotherapist. You're supposed to work under the supervision of physiotherapists to just put you in line, know how it works in the clinical setting, how everything, before you're able to stand on your own, you have to work under somebody. That's just how I see it. So I had my internship in University of Abuja Teaching Hospital in Gwagwalada, Abuja. Then that was for 1 year. After that, then I went for my National Youth Service. That's like a compulsory youth service program that is for every graduate in Nigeria. You're supposed to go through that program. It's like for a year also. So I went for that.
Can you postpone it?
You're supposed to do it before the age of 30. If you're 30 years and you finish school before you were 30, I don't know. I'm not sure what they would say, but you're not supposed to do that. Oh, yeah. But once you're 30, if you finish your bachelor's program after 30, then you're allowed. Like, they'll give you an exemption. You're not supposed to go for the camp before 30. So after 30, you can go before 30. 30 is the.
So just throw a little light on how the camping system is.
Okay, so I personally camped in Kaduna. Number one, I've never been to Kaduna before, so that was my first time in Kaduna. But I was in Abuja for a year before, so it was a little bit better. Like, it would be very difficult for someone moving from Lagos, which is in the southwest, to Kaduna, which is like in the northern part of Nigeria. But yeah, I camped in Kaduna, and it was like for the 3 weeks program. The first day of camp, you're supposed to do a lot of documentations, paperwork, submit your transcripts, letter from school, different paperwork like that. Then the other part of the week, you do like manual drills, like march past, how you're supposed to march,
So is it like a military camp?
It's like a semi-military because the soldiers are the ones in control. Like,
okay.
They are the ones that would, put you through every other thing. Like, you wake up 5:30, they blow the siren, that you must be out of your bed, out of the hostel, whatever they call that place they give us. You have to be out of there by 5:30, be on the field, parade ground in the morning, announcements, Then they have different, like skill acquisitions. There were different hand skills, like maybe bead making, makeup, photography, They come there and they come to teach you during that period.
And military people are very disciplined people. So.
Yeah, they are. But because I was in the medical field, because I'm a physiotherapist. So in the camp, I'm supposed to be in the clinic. So I wasn't able to participate in everything that was going on in the camp because they do a lot of sporting events, they do a lot of football, volleyball, soccer, because American does football, that's something else. So soccer, volleyball, I think it's like 2 games that were at my camp. So people get injured. So they bring them to the clinic and there is no physiotherapist there. They are actually the ones that see injured students.
So let's come back to Arkansas State. How was the journey like, as in application,
Okay.
visa process, and all that, and getting the school and coming to
Okay.
the
So,
United States?
like I said, I finished my bachelor's in 2016. I went for internship in 2017. 2018, I was at NYSC camp. So that was when I started giving it a thought. Like, I mean, I've been thinking about what to do next, but then I just decided to apply to schools in the United States. But then what I wanted to do was physiotherapy. Like, they call it physical therapy. So I was trying to get into the PT program in the United States there. So I remember it was in camp. I didn't have enough to do then, but I just knew that I checked my phone, I checked for schools, and I saw the requirements, which GRE was one of them. So I tried, getting the GRE materials, tried to prepare for the exams, also the TOEFL exam. So I just got my details. I was able to get the information that I needed. Then I started preparing towards application. I looked through schools, check what schools application deadline I could still meet up with. That was basically what I used to select schools, because I didn't know any school like that in America. I only knew about Florida because I really wanted to be in Florida, just because I knew that I would have heard that Florida is a nice place. So I started applying, and then submitted the applications, waited for feedback. For some reason, I couldn't get into the PT school. Then later, I got an offer into the athletic training program, which I am right now. So I feel like the application process was smooth for me because the program director was really responsive to my mails. So when I send mails for inquiries, or maybe I got stuck in the application process, he just replies me, puts me through, and it was more of a smooth process.
So let me ask this question: what was the difference between the athletic training course and the
PT?
PT?
Okay, so PT is like the big body. Athletic training is just like an aspect. I would say it's just like an aspect of physical therapy, because athletic training has to do a lot with sports and let's say orthopedics or like active individuals. But physical therapy encompasses everything, like from pediatrics. We have pediatric patients, you have geriatric patients, that's like older patients, you have patients that have gone through surgery, then you have the athletic population also. So I feel like athletic training is more like a branch of physical therapy, which is more or less like the sports and orthopedic branch of physical therapy. I mean, in America, they still say like there's some states that allows athletic trainers to see non-sports population, like you don't just see athletes. But I mean, this is my first contact in America, and in Arkansas, we only see athletes. So that's something like that.
What are some of your cultural shocks when you got to America?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So when I got to America, like I came with this vibe of let's explore, let's get to know people, let's get to know different people from different cultures, And I feel like I was lucky because on my first day I made a friend, which was from India. She's actually my roommate, and Chinakola, hi. So I met an Indian friend, and we got along from the first day. We were friends, and we were able to navigate the whole cultural and environmental change together, kind of. So talking about American culture, I feel like I was open to new experiences. So I didn't really take anything to heart. I was like, okay, so this is how it's going to be. Okay, GJ. But on the receiving end, I feel like people were not as open or receptive as I was, especially my classmates, because my program is really little. We're just five, I think. We're just five, and then I was the only international student. I was only black. Okay, yeah, there was one other black. I wasn't the only black. I was only international student. I was a Muslim again, so it was more of like different shades of
experience.
Like for something different entirely to them. Like they had no idea. I remember my professor once called me. I was like, "Come show me where Nigeria is on the map." He doesn't even know where Nigeria is on the map. It was that bad.
Really?
It was that bad. He didn't even know. Then he started asking me questions. How is Nigeria like? How is this? So I mean, I was open to all this. I didn't have a problem telling them about Nigeria. But I just felt like especially, I'm not talking about the professors, I feel like the older adults were more receptive, but like the younger population were more, would I say, not interested somehow, and then being that I was new here, I had a lot of, navigations to do because I learned everything myself, basically. Like, I remember the first class was terrible, my accent. So I was in class and then, athletic training is not, or what would I say, what they teach me in athletic training is not entirely new to me because I had a physical therapy background. So I was able to get along a lot in class. Like when we're in class and asking questions and everything, I was like, flowing, ask questions, I want to reply. And then I'm like, I replied the first time and I was like, what? Okay. Maybe I wasn't loud enough. Try it again. And it's still like, what? Oh my god. I was like, what is going on? I'm speaking English. Said it again the third time and then it gives me this, okay. I'm like, I don't think this man heard me. I think he just tired of asking me to repeat it. So I'm like, okay. So that was a very big difference, like the accent, the challenge. I feel like my parents were more worried about me understanding them, but at the end of the day, it was them not understanding me because I was able to understand them. It's only when they're kind of gisting, then they start putting in so much accent and so much, model everything up together. Then I don't understand. But when they're teaching in class, I follow, I'm fine with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was fine.
So how is the African community in Jonesboro?
Oh my god. Jonesboro, I don't know, but African community in estates, they're awesome. Like, I remember in my first semester, I was basically alone with my Indian friend. We do everything together. I didn't really meet with the African students, But I feel like on the first day I went for the African Association meeting, I felt like I was home. Like, it was a different atmosphere. It was a different environment. It was welcoming. Like, in my head, I was like, wow, like, where have these people been? Like, you can finally relax and gist with people that, there's nothing better than meeting someone that actually, can relate with on different levels. It's underrated somehow. Because at that time, I've already spent like a month or two in school, without having that African touch.
So what are some of the African countries, like Africans you've met from different African countries?
Yeah, okay, I met someone from Ghana, you. I met someone from Equatorial Guinea. Then I met someone from Curacao. Yeah.
Curacao is like.
That's not
Trinidad,
that's
like,
that's
Trinidad. I think they are like they have that.
Yeah, that something like that. Yeah.
Wow, that was an awesome experience.
Yeah, it was.
So with your program that you have done so far, how would you kind of like rate the experience?
Okay, so the athletic training program is awesome. I've learned a lot this past few months now. Like, it's a little bit over a year, and I've learned so much. Like, especially now that of the clinical aspect, I get to work with the football team. It's stressful. It is stressful. It is a lot of headache. Like, I have to be there by 6:15 in the morning. Sometimes I'm there till 9 o'clock in the night. It's crazy. The schedule is mad, but you learn a lot. I feel like the missing piece in Nigeria is the clinical aspect, the hands-on aspect. We learn all these things in books, we read, we do exams, but it's different when you have to do it. It's not like
so you see it physically.
Exactly, you see it physically. You see someone with that condition. You see how exactly the person got better. You see what you did to the person that got the person better. So I feel like it's a wonderful experience. It's been nice. It's been awesome. Seriously, I don't regret coming here at all. It's stressful, yeah. Sometimes I complain about the stress, but I love it. I love what I do.
So after going through all this stress and whatever you may call it, what do you do for relaxation?
Oh my god. So when I say up until summer 2, I used to play volleyball, or we used to play volleyball together, me and some other African students. But since summer 2, I had this crazy immersive rotation where I was at football. When I say football, like football facility, like with the athletes, and helping them with one thing or the other from like 6 in the morning till like 9, I didn't have anything else to do. Like I couldn't even chip in anything else during those periods.
When you talk about football, you mean American football?
Yeah, me American football. I call our football soccer now. So I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
I think that the first time I came here, that was the experience. I was like,
why do you not use football?
And you go and whatever they are doing, you just don't understand the rules and everything.
Yeah, it's really complicated. But I feel like it's actually an interesting sport.
But I think you are getting to understand the rules.
I am. Yeah, I am actually. I remember my first practice game, I was just looking at them like, why are you eating each other? Like, because they were usually going to eat each other in the face. And I'm like, avoid each other, just dodge it. But no, you want to eat your helmet on the other person's helmet. It's fine, like I get to understand it better now. And it's actually interesting.
So the volleyball after, like, apart from volleyball?
Yeah, I watch movies, that's what I do, and I sleep. Because
so it's part of the
sleep is needed. I sleep. And I watch movies. I think that's what I do right now. Yeah.
And what's one of your favorite dishes? Nigerian and African dishes.
Okay, everybody knows like I love jollof rice, the Nigerian jollof, not the Ghanaian.
Yeah.
So I love the Nigerian jollof. I love the fried rice. I love baked chicken now, thanks to a good friend of mine. I used to be a very big fan of fried chicken, but now I do baked chicken also. Anything like jollof rice, coleslaw, chicken, plantain, I'm good. That's me.
So what do you miss home?
Oh, babe, I miss home so much. I miss my mom. I miss my family. I think I miss the togetherness.
So you think we are in isolation here?
We're not in isolation, but I don't know. Americans. Sometimes we live like we're in different worlds. We're sitting together, no, we're not in the same world. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like there's just this kind of, I've actually tried to connect with some people, some level. I feel like I'm the kind of
Americans.
Yeah, like Americans. Like,
African Americans or
I haven't really had connections with African Americans because most of my classmates are whites, or all of them are whites. And then the African American that started with us got dropped out of the way. So she's not with us anymore. So I feel like she would have been my contact to African American, but I mean, she isn't with us anymore. So I don't really have an African American friend. But I mean, I'm just remembering like I've met some of them at football. Actually, they're nice people, they're cool, but I mean, everyone has their differences.
So I know sometimes you have to go out for groceries. How is the challenge like? I mean, driving, you drive?
So right now, I'm not driving.
Are you hoping to buy a car?
I'm hoping. I am.
So,
the school or the international programs actually provides a bus for us that takes us for grocery shopping. Before the pandemic, it was like every day, I think. But since the pandemic, it's been like maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week. So it's not been as easy as it used to be. And now we have to, book appointments or make reservations online before you can go with the bus. So that's what we are now.
Okay. So you mind telling me a little bit about like the soccer, like American football or whatever they call it?
So American football is an high contact sport. Like there's a lot of eating themselves, push themselves, but they do it like there are skills to do it. So it was during the practice I got to know that there's a way you grab someone and push someone, and then grab someone, get rid of the person, and still go after the ball. Do you understand? So they perfect all those kind of skills, and then there are different positions. Like it's crazy. Like your body size can determine what kind of position you're better at playing. Like the defensive line, the offensive line, the wide receivers. It's just it's a lot. Like and then it's like it's a very busy sport. It's like a lot of things going on at the same time. Like different people running in different directions, and then you have to be the one to figure out that okay, they're going after the ball over there, and this person is trying to prevent this person from getting to the ball. So the other person up there can get to the ball because there are different positions. Like your own job might be to prevent this person from crossing this line. And then your own job is to go after the ball when the person throws it over there. So it's a very complicated sport, but it's fun actually. It is. I remember my first class when I told my professor that soccer is life, like soccer is the best. But then I got to understand American football and I love it. Yeah. I think I love it more because it's busy and you get to see a lot of injuries because it's eye contact. You get to see different injuries I've only read in books. Do you understand? Like finger dislocation, elbow dislocation. Yeah. A lot is going on at the same time. So tibia fracture, you see different kinds of injuries. So I find it interesting because of that.
Have you in any way joined or heard about any Nigerian association in America?
No. I mean, I see some pop up on my phone, but I haven't actually joined. I'm not sure. No.
Maybe you need to search and just get to know more about that.
The Nigerian Association. Okay. Probably.
Are you on social media?
Yes, I am. I am on social media.
So you're not sharing your
I'm very active on Instagram. Instagram is like, I think it's Instagram. Yeah.
sleep there?
I don't sleep there, but I use it. Okay, yeah, that's what I use for fun. I use Instagram for fun. So I use I don't know if you call it addicted. No, I'm not on TikTok. But I'm on Instagram. And my handle is Miss Iyanda. MS_IYANDA.
Wow.
Follow me and follow back.
Thank you so much for hosting
You're
in your home. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah.
I've been speaking